Here we go.
The bell sounds, and Anthony Greene already getting the people firmly behind him. Brad Cashew, a very popular champion here in Chaotic, but it's hard to bet against the unique connection that AG has with the people.
Absolutely.
And I gotta ask you, Pat, as a veteran of Chaotic Wrestling, both in the ring and in the booth, who do you give the edge to, the champion or the challenger?
Well, I'm a big AG fan. Like I said, he's just fresh off a tour of Pro Wrestling Noah, so I could give the advantage to him with all the experience he must have gained. I think he might just use it against Brad Cashew here tonight.
I think he might just, but he might not get the opportunity if Brad Cashew has anything to say about it, going for quick covers in the early going. You mentioned that tour of Pro Wrestling Noah. AG, of course, a member of the GLG, the good-looking guys, as Rich Pellegrino stated in his ring introduction. Do you know what AG told me he was backstage? He pulled me aside. You know what he said, Pat?
I don't know.
He said that he was the, cover here. He said that he was the Riz of the GLG. You know what the Riz means, Pat?
Tell me.
Didn't think so. AG, nevertheless, got to be careful to not get his shoulders pinned down. You mentioned that tour of Pro Wrestling Noah, though, and I think the obvious answer would be that yes, that of course gives AG the experience edge. The things he has learned main eventing the Tokyo Dome against some of the greats obviously is invaluable compared to Brad Cashew. But AG has only been back stateside for a week. Do you think some of that travel, some of that jet lag, some of that readjusting to American life is maybe weighing on him here, is maybe serving as a disadvantage against Cashew?
Well, that's a good thought. It may as well be. But what's the Riz, Jordan?
Pat, if you need to ask, then you never know. AG here.
Get it.
Wrist control.
Just gonna have to ask AG later.
You think AG wants to talk to you?
Yes. We're very good friends.
It'll either be after becoming a heavyweight champion or losing a heavyweight championship match. And I don't think anyone wants to talk to Pat Matthews after either of those things.
We don't like you very much, Jordan.
Yeah, well, feelings mutual. A chirping chop to the chest from AG.
You're feistier than Reginald. I kind of like it.
Of course, AG, no stranger to heavyweight championship gold, defeated Christian Casanova, now more commonly seen on national television as Carmelo Hayes back in 2019. Hoping to repeat that magic once again tonight. Catch lightning in a bottle once again here in Tewksbury. Going for the break here. Wow! Man, these chops have been the ace in the hole for the challenger here, Pat.
Yeah, well, you don't want to tick Brad Cashew off because he'll come at you with a series of offensive maneuvers that will knock your lights out.
Brad Cashew, of course, looking for that signature shellacker kick to turn the lights out for many an opponent as the shoulder block takes down AG. AG went for the hip toss. Brad Cashew reversing with a belly suplex cover here, barely a 2. I gotta say, Brad Cashew has always been very, very impressive. Has that amateur, that collegiate background, but really using it to its fullest as we're seeing here. Fisherman suplex here. Nice bridge from Cashew. But once again, only grants him 2. Barely that.
Oh, Jordan. That was a Northern Light suplex, my friend.
Well, listen.
I'm going to have to knock you down one notch here on the old grading skill.
Excitement in the heat of battle aside. That is a neck breaker from one alternative Anthony Greene. That much is clear. As AG chop to the chest once again. These chops are just sounding nastier and nastier by the minute here, Pat.
Yeah, and a lethal punch to follow. And now Anthony Greene sending Brad Cashew off the ropes. Oh!
Huge kick from Brad Cashew.
A heel kick. And Anthony Greene is in a dangerous spot here, managing to send Brad Cashew up and over.
Well, the man from Dangertown, USA, Dangertown, Japan.
Yep.
No stranger to dangerous spots, but it is Brad Cashew scaling the top rope, only to get cut off with a kick to the knee. Oh! Back first into the apron, the hardest part of the ring canvas. And that early on in a main event contest could be detrimental for the championship reign of one Brad Cashew.
I think he hit the back of his head on that. Watch out now.
Oh! Well, he certainly hit his back on that steel barricade. We saw how detrimental that was early on for JT Dunn in our #1 contenders match.
Oh, no, he's not done.
Oh! Man, bending the barricade with the weight of Brad Cashew. This aggression of Anthony Greene unparalleled.
He broke the barricade there. It snapped, hitting a fan.
Those are hard steel barricades, Pat. To break them, it speaks to the force that Anthony Greene just sent Brad Cashew's body careening with. Wow. Anthony Greene not mincing words with a ringside fan, but I wonder, did he perhaps take his eyes away from Brad Cashew for a moment too long?
I don't think so. AG continue to dominate here.
I mean, we talked about it early on, the connection the fans have with Anthony Greene, but he's not embracing it here. I don't know if he entered this contest knowing Brad Cashew's popularity, knowing the momentum that Brad Cashew was carried as of late, and maybe decided to turn that on its head to beat the fans at their own game. I'm not sure, but he's a very different AG from the last time I called an alternative match. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, man.
Cover here, only a 2.
Definitely a darker side of Anthony Greene, but I like it.
Well, I mean, Pat, they say the only way to beat a monster is to become one. And indeed, it has been a monstrous championship reign for one Brad Cashew. Perhaps that's exactly what we're seeing here. As AG thinking single leg Boston Crab, but Brad Cashew having none of it. Shoulders down, only a 2.
Oh, watch out.
Clothesline from AG.
Beautiful clothesline at that.
Beautiful and effective. Wow. Anthony Greene taking no prisoners here, Pat.
Certainly not.
Ruthless. Once again, depositing Brad Cashew outside the ring. He's very, very comfortable on the outside with those hard steel barricade and hardwood floor. There's a little bit of carpet, there's a little bit of padding, but as I said earlier, it does very little to protect the back. What is AG going for here, indeed? Power slam directly onto the exposed floor.
I think we have a new champion tonight. He's been absolutely dominant in this match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to be presumptuous, excuse me, Pat, but I'd be hard-pressed to disagree. Anthony Greene with unbridled dominance in the early going, and if that fall under the floor of the Elks Lodge was any indication. But hold on, Brad Cashew giving Anthony Greene a taste of his own medicine, saying this is how it feels when the human body meets cold, hard steel. And get AG with a shot to the throat, not afraid to play dirty is the alternative. He's choking the life out of him here. He has until 5, does AG.
That's true, and he kept within that time frame. So I think hats off to AG for utilizing the ring to gain an advantage
once
here.
Again. That was a suplex, Pat, right? I want to make sure I didn't mess it up this time.
Well, you said suplex right the last time, too, but you said the wrong kind of suplex. Now, what kind of suplex is that?
You tell me.
The regular kind, of course, Jordan. Come on.
That was a trick, Pat. That wasn't kind. Neither was that, as Anthony Greene's knee just drilled against the back of Cashew. Cover, but only a 2 count. And unkind seems to be the word of the day. As AG just dissects Cashew here.
Brad Cashew's got to pick up the pace here and find a way to get out of the hands of Anthony Greene, or else he's going to lose his title here tonight.
And we know that Anthony Greene heading back to Pro Wrestling Noah next month, returning to the land of the rising sun. You got to think looking for momentum as he rejoins his good-looking guys cohorts. If he was able to return to Japan with the Chaotic Wrestling Heavyweight Championship in tow, that would do a great deal for the standing of the GLG in Pro Wrestling Noah. But it is Brad Cashew dropping the leg on Anthony Greene. sending him outside the ring, and now Cashew taken to the skies. Dive to the outside, takes down Greene.
He's just lit a fire under the match of Brad Cashew to Anthony Greene, because now he's building up a comeback.
Well, Cashew is a comeback kid. We've seen it time and time before, often dominated early on in the contest. Somehow, some way finds his way back. Third time was not, in fact, the charm for Anthony Greene. Brad Cashew evading the back into the ringside barricade, instead leveling AG with a clothesline, and the challenger escaping back into the ring. Cashew here, and Saguri kick with precision.
Uh-oh.
Big leaping crossbody. Another one for good measure. It seems as if Cashew's going around the world, and a T-bone suplex deposits AG. Tips up into the loving arms of the Tewksbury faithful.
Better watch out, AG. He's going to go for that nut-filled slam.
Yeah, AG watched out indeed.
Oh, is he going for that single leg grab again?
Once again, but every time Brad Cashew has had an answer, and Pat, it bears repeating. Oh, cover here, small package. Only a 2 count. It bears repeating that AG and Brad Cashew have wrestled before here in Chaotic Wrestling. Olympic slam, Cashew might defeat AG a second time. Not to be.
Gonna take a lot more to keep AG down.
Well, because, as we said, AG has faced Brad Cashew before. This is not his first rodeo against the champion. A true student of the game, perhaps more than anyone else in that locker room. You have to think that AG has adjusted his strategy accordingly to not fall a second time to Cashew, especially with the heavyweight championship on the line.
He could be going for the Picanton bomb, but Anthony Greene making it to his feet.
And Anthony Greene with a shot directly to the face. We've seen this before earlier on tonight. The superplex, a very, very dangerous maneuver. AG got to be careful of that ceiling. I know the name of that suplex, I promise. And the clubbing blows land to the back from Brad Cashew here.
Wow, the thunderous blows.
Wow. It's as if that was playing at 2 times speed, but that is just the acumen of the champion as he scales the top.
Missed.
Went for that swanton bomb, but there was no water in the pool. AG rolled out of the way, and now M83. No! Cashew able to kick out, but effortlessly, without a second thought. AG transitioning into that single leg grab. Third time was indeed the charm for the alternative, and Cashew has nowhere to go.
He has to make it to the ropes, Jordan, or else the pain is gonna make the heavyweight champion tap.
He's crawling, but every inch he crawls is agony for the champion. Finally, he makes it. And did you see the torque that AG had on that single leg Boston Crab, slapping the thigh of Cashew, wrenching at that thigh?
That's the thing about the single leg Boston Crab, Jordan. It's not like the Boston Crab where you're utilizing both legs and putting pressure on both legs. With the single leg crab, you put all that pressure right on that single knee.
It's the same body weight. It's all going towards the one body part, and indeed, the limb of Cashew seems to be neutralized. Wow. The AG saying that the people don't care about him here. Once again has the champion up, but Cashew lands on his feet thinking shellacker, but AG had it scouted. Kick of his own, a super variation against the ropes, but gets met by Cashew.
What's this?
Rolling elbow. Deposits him face first. And a super kick again. Cashew's on his knees, but he's not going down yet. German suplex. But AG finding his second wind.
Uh-oh. Nutfill slam.
Will it be enough? Champion retains. No.
I don't believe it. Not many people have been able to kick out of the Nutfill slam, Jordan.
Pat Matthews, you have called several heavyweight championship matches in your time. I think you can attest this lives up to the very best of them. A war truly being waged in Tewksbury here tonight.
And I don't know who's going to win this. It's anybody's game, Jordan.
You got to think, whoever's able to pull out a signature maneuver next, whoever's able to pull out a big piece of offense next, it's got to go to them. I mean, these men have endured so much.
Certainly have, and the referee's already counting, but it looks like Brad Cashew made it to the ropes, using that as leverage.
Cashew up to his feet first. Maybe going with Worm Dog here.
He's calling it.
He's got AG on his shoulders, but the champion reversing.
Oh, hold on.
Maybe thinking M83 once again, but it is Cashew saying anything you can do, I can do better. Greene sends the champion into the turnbuckle, but the challenger deposited on the apron. And now AG, he's walking, he's talking, he's flying. But it is Brad Cashew who grabs AG mid-cross-body. The strength of the champion at this juncture is unparalleled. Dumps him on his head, hooks the leg, but AG kicks out.
I don't believe it. Still, AG's able to kick out.
I don't think Brad Cashew believes it. It seems as if he's busted open. I can't quite tell. Perhaps the nose of Cashew here. The champion literally giving his blood, his sweat, and his tears to make sure that the heavyweight title remains here in Chaotic Wrestling as AG rolls to the outside.
Smart move on the part of AG. He knew that Brad Cashew was going to attempt for that Baconton bomb one more time, maybe saved himself in this match.
Brad Cashew looking to dive, but it is AG catching Cashew this go-around, and again, sending that already neutralized back into the steel barricade. Oh! But Brad Cashew saying, here's how it feels. Oh! Suplexes him with authority. A gorgeous Northern Lights suplex on the outside.
Very good, Jordan. I didn't see it, but I'm going to go ahead and assume you got it right this time. We don't have a monitor today.
Brad Cashew sending Anthony Greene back in the ring. It's a devastating maneuver, but he has to capitalize. You cannot win the match from the outside.
But that was just that, a suplex to the outside. Doesn't get it.
Hold on!
The net, but a cutter from Anthony Greene!
No!
No!
Oh my God! Anthony Greene, springboard cutter! This has got to be it! New champ! No!
Wow! What a match, Jordan!
I gotta be totally transparent, Pat. In that moment, I thought that Anthony Greene was gonna make the heavyweight title, in his own words, a world's championship. I thought he was taking that title to Pro Wrestling Noah. But Brad Cashew doing what he does best, proving that he truly has the heart of a champion and surviving. And AG, like a shark, smelling blood in the water, war paint across his hairy chest. Thinking so much prettier, perhaps. But Brad Cashew dumps him into the crucifix. AG evades. Boot straight to the face. Whole lot of nothing for Brad Cashew. And once again, AG back in this thing. Super kick.
Going for so much prettier again.
But the shellacker for Brad Cashew. Into the cover. The champion retains.